So I wanted to create a platform in which I could give a realistic view of my life and the things that I've been through leading up to the mind that I have now and in the future of what I plan to bring to this world. I don't like the word victim, but I was a victim of a mass shooting.
Early Sunday morning, several Cleveland officers visible in the crowd. Moments later, gunshots are fired and dozens of terrified people start running.
It was like this. Boom, 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 boom.
Scene 90.
My name's Malik. I'm from Lorain, Ohio. Really, I love to learn. I love to educate. And the process of learning is learning such in depth that we can teach people the things that we learn. And I've always said, what good is the knowledge that we learn if we can't apply it? So one thing that I want to do by the time that I leave this earth is make reading cool again, is make learning cool again, is to make nerds cool again.
What is the point of learning if we can't educate? What is the point of educating if we can't apply the knowledge? Learn, educate, apply the knowledge.
It's like, although I used to get in trouble a lot, what getting in trouble a lot did for me was get to have a lot of real conversations with grown people. So I'm in the principal office once a week and we're having a serious conversation. And one thing that I've always been told about myself is I kind of have an old soul. So once we get to talking, you know, you'll be able to vibe with me no matter how old you are, no matter how young I was. I'm originally from Lorain, Ohio. I grew up in Lorain, moved to Elyria when I was before 5th grade. Then 5th grade, I moved to Oberlin. And around 8th, 9th grade, we moved back to Lorain, but we love the Oberlin School District. So I graduated from Oberlin High School. And I always say that I'm from Oberlin, although I was raised majority of my life in Lorain. After high school, I committed to a Division II college, which was Ashland University. Briefly, after I went to Ashland, I went to University of Cincinnati, hung out with some really cool guys who showed me again how to be independent, how to feel myself, how to culturally just blend in and but also stand out. And so after I left that space with those guys, I felt like I could take over the world. So one thing that me and my homie did was we moved to Arizona. One thing that kind of glued me and my friends together, and there's 3 of us mainly, and I say these 3 because we built a business together. We moved to Arizona together. There's David Payne and then there's Henry Smith. And so these 2 people, the thing that's holding us together is this glue called 10K The Movement, which is 10,000 hours to mastery. And the idea is that we wanted to transform our community through this message of having people put their time into something that they're dedicated to and that they're devoted to. For someone that never moved away from home, there's a lot of constricting aspects of life that you may think will hold you back when you get there. But when I first moved to Arizona, I had a car that was worth $1,400 and I had $1,500 in my pocket, which wasn't including the rent I had to pay when I got out there. So for me, it was a leap of faith. And that's one thing that I tell anybody who would like to move anywhere in the world. Somebody will look at prices on the West Coast and say, they're so high, but that's just because they get paid more out there. So like, if we're looking at the small details of life, in that aspect, it's gonna hold you back. If you don't feel comfortable sleeping on someone's couch, or if you don't feel comfortable riding in a car that ain't got no windows in the back. And so there are so many different aspects of the journey that may seem cupcake sweet, but it really wasn't that. Like moving to San Diego the first time, I had my windows busted out because I went to go see my brother in LA. So they stole my shoes. And then when I moved to San Diego, I had no windows. So they went in and took everything out of my car when I first moved out there. So we look at those little things and you think that'll hold you back and make you want to move home. But that was like I looked at that and I learned a lesson from it, which was like, you know, you can either use these things to hold you down or you can be free of the things that you no longer have. If I can put you in my shoes, what I was thinking that night, you know, we're walking across the street and then my brother, my oldest brother, Superstar, he's on the right side of me and he sees a girl to the left. And so imagine we walking down the street, right across the street, and he sees a girl in the middle of the street. So he goes, says hi to her. So he walks across my body and everybody else is flowing this way. So we're flowing to the right. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm not leaving without him. Like, that's just how I go. Like, I usually just wait for him wherever he at. Like, that's just our connection. That's our bond. once the gunshots were heard and recognized, then it was like the crowd made a lane for him and he just took off running.
Dozens of terrified people start running. One man can be seen limping.
Boom, 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 boom. And I look down and I see that my leg is just bleeding.
You okay? You got one in the leg? How old are you? I need a trauma kit.
I see all my people, some of my closest friends, laying on the ground. The person I started a business with, he's right behind me, sitting on the ground with blood dripping down his leg. And for me, like I said, learn, educate, apply knowledge. It's not no GANG. When you get put in a situation that's so traumatizing like that, like you realize who you are. You know what I mean? Like if I would have got to getting scared and screaming and crying, like it was none of that. Like in that moment, the first thing I did was took some deep breaths and I was breathing, just dealing with the pain, laying on the ground. I was in Arizona one time, and I picked a mountain and hiked it. It was 4 hours. It was 4 hours. It was 10.7 miles that I was walking up mountains and shit. And I was dehydrated by like 10 o'clock. It's 100 degrees out there. And I'm walking back to my car, which is like a mile. And the first thing that I start to tell myself is, I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I'm a champion. I'm saying that all until I get back to the car. So when I'm in the EMS riding to the hospital, that's all I kept telling myself is, I'm the champ, I'm the champ, I'm the champ, I'm the champ. Because that was my way of coping and dealing and staying strong in that situation. After that all transpired, I started to GoFundMe, and then News and Fox 8, they started to reach out. 19, all these different news channels were starting to reach out. But for me, I know how news likes to twist narratives and kind of tell their side of the story and push the agenda that they like to see. So I didn't feel comfortable with that. So for me, I wanted to create my own platform where I could really express how I feel. Leak speak, learn, educate, apply knowledge, or activate knowledge. Learn, educate, activate knowledge. What good is learning if we can't use the shit that we learn? Or what good is learning if we can't teach what we learn? What good is teaching if we don't apply the stuff that we learn? Leak Speak started probably like 2 years ago, and what I want to develop it into in the future is We Speak. So the same way that I say Leak Speak, I want people who aren't as comfortable yet with creating their own brand to come on and say, we speak, and then share their knowledge, share their information with the world, so to say. So.